Many men believe that lavish gifts and expensive dates will win a woman's heart. While she may smile at the surprises and appreciate the attention, something deeper is happening. A woman may appreciate financial generosity, but she doesn't respect a man who believes money makes him valuable. Attraction isn't about transactions. When a man relies on wealth to impress, he signals insecurity, like he isn't enough on his own. The problem isn't just attracting the wrong women, it's losing the right ones. A woman drawn to wealth will stay as long as the benefits last. When the gifts stop, so does her affection. The woman who values confidence, purpose, and emotional strength, however, will never get to see these qualities if all you're focused on is impressing her with money. Genuine desire comes from confidence and leadership, not financial status. The right woman won't measure your worth by your bank account, but by the strength of your character. 2. Putting a woman on a pedestal. At first, it feels natural. Meeting a woman who captivates you and wanting to spend as much time as possible with her. You text her first thing in the morning, cancel plans with friends just to be available, and shift your schedule around her. But in doing this, you begin to lose the essence of what made you attractive in the first place. A woman doesn't fall for a man who makes her his whole world. She's drawn to men with ambition, direction, and something exciting beyond the relationship. When you start to abandon your routines, whether it's workouts, business projects, or self-improvement, to accommodate the relationship, she starts to lose interest. Attraction is built on admiration, and respect is earned through action. When you remain true to your purpose, a woman naturally follows. She doesn't want to be the reason you abandon your ambition. She wants to feel a part of something greater, not be the sole focus of your life. 3. Chasing her attention. A common mistake is believing that effort alone will win a woman's affection. Men often text first, adjust schedules for her, and prioritize her over everything else. But this eagerness to please can backfire. When you over-pursue, you shift the dynamic. Instead of being a prize, you become an option. Women are attracted to men with purpose and independence. The more a man chases, the less attractive his attention becomes. Men who have options, not because they flaunt them, but because they don't chase reassurance, are naturally more intriguing. When a man focuses on his own goals and passions, rather than seeking external validation, he becomes more attractive. Women respect men who are driven and self-sufficient. Ironically, the less you chase, the more you attract. 4. Oversharing your feelings. Too soon. There's a fine line between emotional openness and emotional overload. While women appreciate emotional availability, they don't respond well to unchecked emotional dumping. Sharing too much too soon can push her away rather than draw her closer. Vulnerability should be gradual, allowing the relationship to develop organically. When a man immediately lays bare all his insecurities, past wounds, or fears, he risks shifting from romantic to parental. A woman may listen compassionately at first, but she could begin to feel like she needs to nurture and reassure him, which diminishes attraction. A high-value man knows when to share, revealing personal details strategically and in a way that deepens the connection without overwhelming her. It's not about bottling up emotions, but expressing them in a way that demonstrates emotional discipline. 5. Being resistant to walking away. At some point in every relationship, a man is faced with a choice: tolerate disrespect or walk away with dignity. Many men make the mistake of staying, hoping things will change. They convince themselves that if they're patient enough, she'll come around. But the truth is, if you tolerate disrespect, you're sending the message that your self-respect is negotiable. Women test men, often in subtle ways, sarcastic remarks, emotional games, or breaking commitments without apology. Each test is an opportunity to set boundaries. A man who allows this behavior risks losing his own self-respect, and once a woman senses that, her attraction begins to fade. A strong man doesn't beg for respect or negotiate for it. He addresses the issue once, sets clear boundaries, and walks away if the behavior continues. In doing so, he reclaims his power and shifts the dynamic in the relationship. It might even reignite her attraction. 6. Letting her control the relationship. While women appreciate being heard and having a voice, they don't want the burden of making every decision in the relationship. If a man constantly defers to her, he signals uncertainty, and the romantic tension starts to fade. She may initially appreciate his effort, but over time, this passivity becomes frustrating. A man who leads with decisiveness, whether it's planning a date or making bigger life decisions, creates a sense of security and excitement. This doesn't mean ignoring her input, but rather balancing her opinions with your own. A man who can take the reins without disregarding her ideas will naturally command more respect and attraction. 7. Ignoring red flags because she's hot. It's easy to get blinded by a woman's physical attractiveness, ignoring deeper issues beneath the surface. A beautiful woman can mask toxic behavior, and many men convince themselves that her beauty makes up for it. However, no amount of physical beauty can compensate for emotional instability, disrespect, or toxicity. If you find yourself tolerating poor behavior, walking on eggshells, or excusing her actions because of her looks, you're setting yourself up for pain. The most beautiful woman in the world cannot offer the emotional stability and mutual respect necessary for a fulfilling relationship. A strong, self-assured man understands that true compatibility goes beyond appearance. He values character, emotional security, and respect more than fleeting physical attraction. If he encounters red flags, he addresses them early or walks away without hesitation. 8. Apologizing for being a man. Some men mistakenly believe they need to apologize for their masculinity, suppressing their natural energy to be nice. But women don't want excessive agreeableness. They crave strength, confidence, and the ability to stand firm in one's beliefs. A man who avoids conflict to keep the peace is often seen as weak, not kind. Women respect men who exude quiet strength, who are firm yet fair, and who don't feel the need to apologize for existing. This doesn't mean being domineering or dismissive, but rather being authentic. A man should embrace his masculinity unapologetically, owning his identity and standing firm in his convictions. 9. Using intimacy as a bargaining chip. In a healthy relationship, intimacy is an expression of connection and attraction. However, some women subtly use it as leverage, rewarding compliance with affection and punishing independence with withdrawal. This dynamic turns intimacy into a form of currency, which is manipulative and undermines genuine connection. A high-value man doesn't let intimacy dictate his self-worth or decisions. He recognizes the imbalance and chooses not to engage in manipulative dynamics. Relationships built on mutual respect don't require emotional bargaining. They thrive on a natural, unconditional connection. Conclusion: navigating relationships can be complex, but the key to success lies in self-awareness and personal growth. By avoiding these common mistakes, you'll not only improve your dating life, but also build confidence, self-respect, and emotional strength. A high-value man understands his worth, sets boundaries, and never compromises his principles for approval. Remember, attraction isn't about chasing. It's about becoming. Focus on your goals, maintain your independence, and lead with confidence. When you prioritize self-improvement, the right people will naturally gravitate toward you. I'd love to hear your thoughts. Have you encountered any of these challenges in your relationships? What lessons have you learned along the way? Share your experiences in the comments below. If you found this video valuable, don't forget to like, subscribe, and turn on notifications for more insights on mastering relationships and self-development. See you in the next video.